the Christian and alcohol, or Christiani ena and sardine. We ena nkoma last week ye no share ye sha say ye di. E dey na Bible no e ka fa ho. Ye hu say objections, questions bebre wo hono ma nipa dodo na ewo efa sa addition we say e ho. Ahobrasiem ene say ye na ye fa ye Bible. Na ye bi ye twrosem mu ni na ye sua de eno na ye pese ye no enne. Enti enne no ye he objections a e bia wo questions bia wo de aba efa sa addition we say ho. E bia de ebe ka no e you questions no ano enti kan ho ni ensua de se so ye betima anom kakra ana se ye ntumi num bi kura ensa se de Bible e kire ye no ensaden ye nom ana mema ye nom ye be obi kura bi se obi o kristoni a obetumi aton ensa obetumi bie ensa company ana ho asem ene se enya me nkwa na me di dwumedie we se me ne minia anoche na ye di sa dwuma we akwaba
yeah.
Anoche unse bra yesua we videos efa ho ekofa wa na kofa we nyina ba e na yete a ye di sa nkomo yi obi bisa question say so efa ne say me yo kristoni na me nyeska ka me say me invest in a business and me share business bi ase na me business na me ye no ene say me ton sa eno no Bible no kwan so no metia na I think say any objections na ye try say ye discuss ni be wi a na ye eno so
eno so ka ho
yes enti hefa na ye hye nkomo na ase free
it goes straight to Ephesians chapter 5 verse number 18 now
okay but I think say people are joining in the program enti ma me summarize it there last week ye no in about 5 minutes.
Okay now that would be great.
Yes, and from your previous conversation on the Christian and alcohol, Christian and in Sardino, the Babe can this year and say, Old Testament, any New Testament anymore. The use of wine is in most places. Old Testament, New Testament. Now, simply because you are seeing the word wine in the Old Testament or the New Testament alone doesn't conclude say in Sardine Darby. Because the ensure example say water, the Bible car water, you have to read context to know is it talking about river or what kind of water no can one dirty water, salt water, rainwater. It's generic. But oko context na aboa mo who say ensaden ho asem na oka and enye ensaden ho asem na oka enti ye be hu saa ade no na passages bi a ebo so ebinie. Who say Bible ne kan ho asem say ensa a cloudy judgment it affects your judgment, affects your mind. One of the passages here, Proverbs chapter 20 verse 1. Emma mpo who say so be in the Old Testament priest na oni ho kwan say onomo nsa. Leviticus ye be sua ho ade chapter 10 ye sua say obi oye priest no ontumi Nyankopon ma ne ho kwan say onom nsa because it will cloud the person's judgment. Emma ni sober. Ye be sua de wo New Testament ma be hu say in 1 Peter chapter 2 verse number 5 verse number 9 Bible say a Christopher ye Nyankopon asofukuo, a royal priesthood, God's own special people. Ne say enti send na Israel for mu no ye what Levi for no me asofo Nyankopon permit say omo no. Why? Because they needed to be sober no. Who be do New Testament ni ma or say a Christopher a royal priesthood, which means you have to be sober as well. But we even had the Bible verse giving us an instruction, say, be sober, which is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. You may have from verse 5 to verse 8. Enti na o Kristo ni die Nyankopon emma ne ho kwan se onom nsa. Obi se kakra bi de se membo ye ana ye be passages bi to say 1 Peter chapter 4 verse number 3 or can drunkenness esabeka drinking party say like social drinking so ye near friends akoyina ne ye no nsa and so Bible ne kan ho asem directly enti oka drunkenness one asem saka social drinking. But again there are more and more sincere people who have questions, and like I've mentioned, some of them are respected teachers of the word. Even the Bible teachers are power, very respected. But on this subject, from the mission or trust say their position of saying say Okristo ni no ebetumi Nyankopɔn ma Okristo no kwan say onom kakra but eni say edu point of getting drunk no eno no enye no kra enye sa na trosem no etre. But how do we then establish this? Eno na yesua eho ade no. Until last week no we na yebobo so meaning sa no chi bi won ma meja wo ma.
Nti eno say something. So we pay a more detailed lesson now. Uncle hey video no last week there no. And what less than 1 hour, bare 40 minutes per who are better but BBR say. Now about ma BBR yeah.
Okay. That is fine. Now make I ETF for now for say we now visit your website now patcho bomodia na www.spotlightontheword.com. Or visit the website now. This topic I discussed now, there's an article on it, and you get other helpful Bible study materials too. We update the website on a regular with new articles. Yes, enti bomodia na check it. Ubenya okoche Bible class, ubenya additional baby how between put their tray. Oh, sorry. Okay, moving on. Yeah, objections are ewoho say ye din komo we say and anoche let me say again say objections are ye ka ho asem we enye ntokwa na ye ni obi eko. We are looking at the Bible no and maybe you have a question. Maybe some of the questions we have gathered. Bra anoche ye less than 1 minute video. Let's talk. Sorry, in the test. TikTok pages, YouTube shorts, no. We got a lot of questions, and so putting all of them together, no, we are trying to answer some of the questions. And one of them is from Ephesians chapter 5, verse number 18. Then Ephesians 5, verse 18. I would like to show it on the screen. Now, Ephesians 5, verse 18. I say, and do not be drunk, 18, and do not be drunk with wine, in which is dissipation, but be filled with the Spirit. Yes. I say, and also in and be not drunk with wine, in wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Inti ebimo afofo eka and say Bible na sema all can say don't be drunk. And I not change sanity.
Yeah, that is it.
Yes, or say
don't be drunk. Yeah. So or no sana dia ni suba nya society and nanchen society. Onu say or nya drunk. Na mum say onon kakra bi na say otimi movie about say bibia I think say okay.
Yeah. And unfortunately, no, sa statement, enye so true. And the reason why enye true nie, me pese me no be ko hakakra na yesua ade bi. Unse anoche say Bible no say do not be drunk. Inte pache say me nom na me mbo ya. And mostly people take that to mean say ono ana e kire because okay obi ane ne de ebia me no 1 glass mebo obi de obenum 20 glasses ebia into fan say sana Bible eka. This is why mostly you say a knowledge of the origin of the Greek text language in the sense say in the English or say do not be drunk. Enti obi ready do not be drunk na you say or say membo or can to that level wabu pa no. But anochi even say before I go to the Greek text or say do not be drunk. What level did the Bible put a level there? Obi catch and say on no level of drunk kasa wabo no and say after someone number 1, 2, 3 glasses. But anochi a simple year make say after taking 1 bottle, drink 1 bottle and drive. Na police ni share na catch and say I just took 1 bottle. Na me according to me no membo ye. If the police checks na say blood alcohol level no more than the required one or more to hormone, will you be arrested or not?
You'll be.
Even though you are safe, now you can they will arrest you. Why? Because you are drunk. But who catch will say membo. Remember, alcohol already impairs judgment. Ain't there in the Bible no come once and why? But anoche reading the verse alone makes us understand, say, the Nyankopon ka ho asem, it is even from the first sip, and I say from the first drop. I didn't make us say, word no use to say, a free root word, metusco, and it's on the screen. Ubehu ewo screen so. And some metusco, anoche, it means to get drunk. Enti enye just being drunk, the process of being drunk. Let me kindly read this out. There's like this from Strong's dictionary. One, to intoxicate, make drunk, to get drunk, become intoxicated. And so already just that phrase now, oka me metusco, and I say in its other forms now. That is to say, the process of becoming intoxicated, even from the first sip. And there's a book I would like to recommend to Obia or her program, a beverage alcohol. And this book was written by Louis Rashmore, one of the best books on the topic. I recommend it. Say, Obia or person Osuya dear, main can Obia or pen argument. I not you know there's a difference. This person just wants to argue. No, some person we are independent study, read more on the issue now. For further reading, this book is recommended. I have it here. You best send the amount free on WhatsApp, and I say maybe I'll be requesting. Page 21. He made a very good comment on Ephesians 5:18 on this word, the metusco. No, this is what he said. It's the second person plural. It says to get drunk or to grow drunk. The process of. The clear import of the definition of the term is that we are not to engage ourselves in the process which will make us drunk. How much liquor starts the process? The answer is the very first drop. That means that the social drinker has sinned with his casual drink. And this is just an example of the many. Check the word from different Greek dictionaries. And not just the word, the phrase, Ephesians 5:18 phrase, and you see, say it is the process, and all can. And these are not your making argument. Say, so say do not be drunk. Maybe a craving and no yeah. The very first drop starts the process. And I was using an illustration right now before you buy. Now me explain your my wife concepts are near man I discussing. Say, offer a jar. Or light it good. Me candle has say so offer a journey say I think I'm gonna say it's not supposed to be done or something like that on camera. But offer bibi to say light say na no che waso. Na me de so me pe bibi anything bia o de ma me fa say pen. Na me so a jano na pen no a jaka krebi wa ha. Say obi de mechanic say diesel, a drop of diesel. What do you think will happen?
Very.
But what you say, or they instead of say, or they just a cup of diesel, or share a whole bottle, and the goose brami say, do you think what will happen?
The whole bedroom.
Who experiencing the power of petrol and diesel?
I said, when say also too much there. Every do no be a kakra
Bianca Mikita way no
the whole body no be.
Yes. My point in saying the drop of petrol now me di gu e janesono. What will happen? They say like it will become the flame never higher.
Flame never yeah.
Putting more petrol.
The whole bottle, yeah.
But the first drop itself also has an effect.
Yeah.
In the Bible can me metusco na and I say me metutesco na.
Ephesians 5:18.
Ephesians 5:18 no one say na all can. The first one no obey drunk. Second one more drunk. Third one. But in levels. But the question is that whichever state you are in, you are still considered drunk.
Okay.
What's the point?
Yeah.
That is the meaning of the text. No Bible verse now, yeah, kind of. And you say, oh, Derek, me determined say, me them two bottles, me them more yet.
I say, I'm going to example. I say, well, be issue, be 1 cup of water, one of the but 1 may, oh, you don't know 1 million, but not just 1 no, you are drunk, you drank the water, you drank the water. Here, the alcohol, you are drunk, but nipa per se, the visual outwardly, na nipa who and son, I cast about that be.
My main chair, DB, and umpo a fallacy, such statement, you know, a fallacy in the sense, say, your intoxication levels, blood alcohol concentration. And on a police for the so determine say, oh, maybe our blood alcohol concentration level, saying it. Now, ye the so who say, oh, police for yencho and ask me my yencho. But the funny thing is say, if I say obi or tinum alcohol pan, who say obey num to as a nipano, a bedu point be a glass or any shade. Because any shade, man, yet to say, obia.
Why dizzy?
But your gut it still affects you. And
affect your brain.
Yes. And nothing will be all normal say na omo encourage no numbika ho because sa nipa no opese odu point na waye boho ntumi nye na ho hwe kra eno no ye after taking a lot that person oni obi a offer one oboy they are all considered drunk. Then and make us say I didn't police ni be chime say me call party me no mo ye no I me nyet so obi a me to talk that mu. And so police need say you are drunk in Tiniacho. Let me read this to you. It's in page 28 of beverage alcohol book now. I can't one sem. Obi openo obi to me request it. Page 28. This is what he says. At concerning the blood alcohol concentration, at a blood alcohol at 0.12% after 4 cocktails, 4 glasses of wine, or 4 bottles of beer, his or her judgment will be clouded. Inhibitions and self restraint. I think he even made an earlier statement concerning that. Yes, at 0.15, vision will be blurred. All of that's at 0.18%. All of the drinkers' behavior will be impaired. At BAC of about 0.3%, alcohol in the blood, that is after 10 to 12 drinks, the drinker will be in a semi-stupor, and it continues and continues and continues. Yeah, well, I read one from an American website. Even at 0.05, 0.03, the calculation for the blood alcohol concentration, sometimes you have to know it. So what I hope say you the better screen so now I don't for who send you it is just to make arguments and nothing. Say oh person then it makes us bring in all of these things. But even without bringing in all this blood alcohol concentration, I'm not sure you trust them not. And them from verse 18 it said the first drop starting the process is wrong. It's silent.
Okay. Yeah, man, continue moving to a different argument. And one I make one some yes with no, and then I'm making one some the issues about power on social media on almost all platforms. And I say Bible see excuse so that influencer. You want to excuse to God an influencer, and I may are not. Oh, but okay, a previous video no na now. Yes, I say obi a chance say kasa ensa non conclude the kaita mi so no na a check aka man bi ba ye fie na o say me ba bi fie kra mama me nsa no the time I confused the dada when you say kasa ensa e jama both soft drinks maybe now just na man na me have creative say ye ti fie no mo so wa lo ti mi ka chere we papa pe ye papa ye pa ndi ni kasa mu no kasa mo ngoto koku mbre na me no Coke so answer. And I want to be was a kasa a German idea like I did no drink. You can say I idea and after I didn't get it. You know, but when the customer would have been inside, then okay. And she said, Babu no can say, yes, could an insurance. Babu no can say alcoholic inside a bunny pan, I say, and yeah, inside bunny pan. The little conclude the one can say inside bunny pan, quotation being a say, Sana is could a bunny pan. Quotation being interested. In the so hey in content, no say, and yes, I chair. Imagine story, you for Bible and you go John chapter 2. Next kind. Say yes, Christ or call wedding in my hobby, or the disciples of hobby, a wedding can say, yes, Christ or could be. Na in Sasa. Na yes, Christ, my men, I say, yes, on one now, when you're so. The imagine so call wedding, a normal wedding, 7 8 hours. Yen chair alcoholic drink of wedding, I say, where the infant be beyond 20. Say, normal wedding, I tell you, and you pay 200 about 7 8 wedding. Na say, Sansa. Na say Yesu maame ono no panyin no aba Yesu Kristo imagine say na Yesu Kristo ase ne jibadi ase or 30 years e dey fan say or just 30 years Mary odi fi say na Mary no abeka to Yesu say on dani nsuo to alcoholic drinks and fama wedding as no bia no bi wa wo de tin ho odi ho a de for Bible no to na di ho say nsa be na yete wedding ase
and
na so the number of gallons or say verse 6 no or say now there was set there 6 water pots of stone, according to the manner of purification of the Jews, containing 20 or 30 gallons apiece. Now, yes, because alcoholic drinks 30 gallons. At the amount where the 4th of winter. Abba. Yes, because of very nice. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, in the only BB out to like, you know, they make sense.
And that will contradict 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 3. As drinking parties.
Yeah, drinking parties.
Then that means that trust them no a contradicting.
Yeah.
Which is not the case.
Oh, and this also verse 10. Emma who say, and he said to him, every man at the beginning, the man is Danny is when inside the comma wedding organizer. And I'll say, every man at the beginning says out the good wine, and when the guests have well drunk, then the inferior. But you have kept the good wine until now. Say, in Sana is by another, and you say, country now so the money na boboa and you imagine say alcoholic drink but when say they have had enough and you say o bobo say the na ye ka no they will say o man no ma men ngai en say alcoholic drink no medical no alcoholic drink abobo e da form na ko mu no manya na yes so asa insurance asa alcoholic drink mu say o say ko no o no so you know the make sense in just what say in the Bible this one say in saben ho say no alcoholic say inside a bunipa and I say inside a bunipa or the social media no search non alcoholic wines both say your doors and ya there a year and we cast a mususa a casa inside the one side one sense in yes Christ one nani insuo inside a bunipa the more than insuo inside a cry to no be fine funumbia embu dipa we pitua say they're going to pitu da
I pitu
yo pitu your doko and all the day. And I already had it. Yeah. Sasana in Safufu also, in Safufu, your dear bonnet in the Yambo. Nina Yensa, Nina in Safufu, Nenzo, Nina and Yepe. The same thing. I don't know how among Professor Force or my use so. Eh, the one year. The music there could be come on last.
Quick one on the heart issue now, American. It's answer Nippon say, or Penadia dada.
Good.
Enti ose me pese me no nsafufuo. Nsafufuo no kre say ye wo nsafufuo a emmo wo ho. Ye wo nsafufuo a enye alcoholic wo ho. But essence a no che nipa open nsanom dada nti no. Wa hye de nsafufuo na si wa
na ferment. Say
the okoto sense nsafufuo de enye he.
Ah really yeah. Oh no, I said no kakra he. Oh really mambo I mean
that is what I was talking about. Say it is a heart issue. And to me, anytime I'm a new obedient come about this, no, we am a day. I will go back to that point. Say we need to deal with the issue from the heart. Say, 1 John 1. I want to enjoy fellowship with God as a Christian. If I want to enjoy fellowship with God, me pesa me nyankopon tu anamon. I not understanding this say Christosoma brabo no enough for make in terms of holiness and purity.
Yeah.
No me pesa me nyame tu anamo enye easy na me nyame nante no me hu say kwan ba kwa me fall short and say before me be Christoni no na me pensa no mpa e na me be Christoni me nyankopon tu anamo e na wo ka kire me say me mfa kakra nkama no knowing very well say wine is addictive because wine here in this case, alcoholic wine is addictive. Wo sha ase wa wutie mi wo go back and forth your argument na me nom kakra wonim say you addictive. You know why na anoche wo call any of these lounge na wo kokoto say wo kokoto beer and a whiskey. Then one say me num 2 cups na me the whiskey bottle na aka na ma to atwene. You see, it shows that our heart is still not yet right. It shows we are still not. It's a process. Yes, we have to continue wanting to be like Christ. That is Christianity. But but back to the objections now. With Jesus, it will even violate scriptures because 1 Peter 4:3 says drinking parties is also condemned. Not Jesus. How do you see Jesus Christ contradicting the scriptures? That is not the case. And there's another one. The use of wine. I hope we put it on the screen for people to see the different words original wine. Old Testament, there were different about 10 different words in the Old Testament. That is used to represent wine. There were yayin. There were tirosh, there were chima, there were asses, shika, different. I hope I'm pronouncing the Hebrew words right, dude. Different words. Contest never wow. I'm away with your can. Maybe New Testament, oinos, Greek term. No. There are other about 3 different words. I know so original kasa about wine. There were intoxicated one, the strong drink. In your normal wine. Into one you about time now, we make it general statement. So I'm not sharing videos about some of the objections, so you can also look at it. But the other one, very popular one, is with Timothy Dieno. Timothy Dieno say Timothy Dane. Paul Kache Timothy said, "Niyefu yanti on fansa." With the answer, your anti-farmer and I am trying.
Yanka 1 Timothy 5. Yeah, about 1 Timothy 3 about elders and any deacons,
Sure.
Now it was. Okay, kind 1 Timothy 5:23. I mean, reading. I mean, find the Bible. I say, no longer drink only water, but use a little wine for your stomach's sake and your frequent infirmities. I say, and no in so enkubium. That's been the one I said that I know. It's one on Indika alcohol no a normal amount of Christopher was the Bimu Kana. Oh, we has a poor letter for which is no answer. In the Bacono Telcomano, no answer. Talking about alcoholic drinks, no strong wine, there be. You know, just a poor letter come and said that she say, oh, yeah, they say, and no means soon but use a little wine. And I can just say, I know we are now the Yansano, and Cornum ever addicted. And Cornum man ever think of a preacher, Timothy, Wabo, and I confess some other. Oh, it was say, a sucker day, a count, and no, we are in the first thing. Timothy now a treasure idea command, why are now so they tell you command. Now in soon in the sense of no strong wine, and I say alcoholic beverages or no me. Oh, and I poor just say, oh no, because so oyarinti. And I know what I say, what I know crabby, a medicine I say, or man I drew. Say I give away, we ya, what I are, a crabby and nothing much down. I give it no a bit ball, I'm on one. In the quotation, then by 4 minutes me before out of context, like I say, the poor car catching which is on side the island. Yes, your home, I say, yes, that be one, oh, yeah, four. And you won't know, say, home better, and I say, oh, no, say, what did you any? When like I say, 99.9% of one of us, and no, because they won't play at the and I now, poor, I can just hold them, or no, crabby, because say, I say that it could be back home.
Yes. you see, there when we look for extremes to justify actions, most often it is trying to indicate, say, we are not interpreting scriptures right. Another example with the issue of tramadol, you see, say tramadol. Now pharmacist, madam, or me say tramadol no, you were different grams in the dosages no, the amount will be high. Yes, and no oko market so person oko yes just a prescription echo. Unim say anoche enye tramadol kwa. She mentioned me feel ndro no keke kan no. Yes, some of those sometimes pharmacists no mo counter honum no. Ebi mo wia. Omo wia the coffee because am I high. It is meant for ayarefo.
But obi a oyare bia no onoma no hobeto no so.
And so ubetimi afa no as you can abuse the drug. And yes, sometimes we say omo calculation na check drugs no more pharmacy honomono. Sa drug na nko ade. I don't remember the name. I wish I could get the name. The bia sa drug no but o check ya yen so. Enti yes sometimes obu onoma ofa either so na danfo bi abaye addicted enti or crack it down no we wia bi dia come and as ono ankasa so use be. I don't know if that was the same drug recently one student pharmacist be. I don't know no a graduate and a doctor, sorry. Kumase, he died. Okoda on mental issue kakra, and according to reports they say not or take or abuse some that drug na American no abuse drug na anoche the same drug a year for medicinal purposes it can be abused. So what is our point? Weed say for example weed the same weed weed with different purposes. But weed, somebody also smokes it.
No, high.
Well, Obi, one conversation I have a back and forth for a long time on this issue on Facebook. Revealing one of the issues, I never make it say a heart issue. No. One gentleman, I go back and forth on this issue, and I hope maybe he will watch the video, and I greet him. As I'm okay, say. Nyankopon even can yenjai kan and maybe the question say what is his position, because I say Nyankopon Toronto Bible baby I say do not drink alcohol, and I'm saying show me where what Toronto say drink alcohol. You don't use such standards. Say Nyankopon Toronto say do not drink alcohol into Christo ni beti anon. Okay, say if you are using the word argument, say o person who the words do not drink alcohol there. And you also show me do Christians drink alcohol. Muslims, maybe now for Muslims. I use argument we say, Jesus your God. I say, show me where Jesus said in the Bible, I am God, worship me. Okay, Christians, you cannot find where Jesus said, I am God, worship me. Therefore, Jesus Christ is not God. And you also Muslim. Show me where Jesus Christ said in the Bible, I am not God, don't worship me. Okay, open Bible. Let's go to the Quran. Show me where Jesus Christ said in the Quran, in those words, I am not God, don't worship me. You know, these are unnecessary arguments.
That doesn't make sense.
What did he say? Maybe sir, brother, no question. Sir, gentleman, no question on Facebook is there right now. Say, okay, if that is what he's saying, Nyankopon enka baby I say mema yen. And say, what about weed? Any other things? Can a Christian smoke weed? Do you know what he said? He said yes.
Well, look. So I know they will do it.
I am not afraid to say if I ask about shisha, I ask about any other year. Obeka say yes. Ubetunya fa unim de intia because on Toronto or say Nyankopon dia ma ye. And I was surprised because passage Okoti say Nyankopon say yenye was a passage if somebody is going through depression, na say ye nini suya de ne na aboa nipa na ama na overcome depression. One of the passages we go to was the passage the guy quoted. And I will not encourage anybody. Last week, I was talking to somebody who is on that sloping curve. I'm not sure if you talk to people who are on one case catch yourself depressed, abrabonomy, give you up. One of the things you don't recommend is alcohol.
Yeah.
It will lead the person to even commit suicide. And I can read several reports. Some of these topics, I take it very personal. Sorry if I am but I take it too personal because people have suffered from this. Suicidal things are, I think 21%. Let me see if I will find the statistics. Yes, 29% of suicide victims, obviously to be in America, not in Ghana, because we don't have good statistics. If we have in Ghana, I would have used it. Well, of people wanting to commit suicide, mostly are alcohol addicts. And yeah, some yeah can say yeah discuss the Bible. Yeah. If somebody is depressed, or Koti Proverbs or Isaiah say fana weninje na wakoma nto yem. Hey, alcohol now it will numb the problem. It will make
for a short time. For a short time. Yeah. Then after that time,
it will hurt you more than that. It will hurt you more than that. I think I wish I find the verse, but we had a conversation on Facebook, and the thinking is, oh, smoky, smoky, because and then I then its effects on the Christian, on the mind, is what we are talking about. It will not make you sober. And on a Paul crying, you wadi nina hu kwan, and so nyeni nina ne fata ye. You wadi nina hu kwan, na so nyeni nina ne de nyam shana said ya ye brerade. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. All things that we do, we must do it to the glory of God. This is not easy. Let me say it again. But as Christopher, that is our target. And the ideal state of a Christian, we want to get there. So we try to get there. We don't look for excuses. I bet prevent here from reaching our target of trying to live a life that is pleasing to God. I don't know if there's more objections.
First Timothy chapter 3 no. Talking about qualifications for elders and deacons no. Verse 3 now say for elders no, not given to wine for elder. So we will do verse 8 now for deacons no say. Likewise, deacons must be reverent, not double-tongued, not given to much wine. Indeed, for deacons no, or say much wine. And for elders, or say wine. Into Bimu church say, we elder in the church they are going to be known, sir. Then for deacons, and the members in the wait man also, wait and not so much wine. By wrong. Usually, I never acquire nipa dodo na ntiase no say obi ebra wo say enya de dodo a nje say o ma kwan say ye nkakra bi. Mama also other passages in the Bible I be boa ma ya chisa de ase. So what kind Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse number 17. Do not be overly wicked. Do not be overly wicked. Say emo wetimi nya den emo so eni bone emo so. Do not be overly wicked. In the Bible say according to the Mokage say Bible say do not be overly wicked. That you my wicked kakra bi. So wetimi nya kakra bi dia ye. Then we say wetimi nya de bebre anya. That be nyesa na oka. What say adekọ na eden enye. That's the as an exaggeration, emphasis to say, I don't call it. In the occasion, elders say they shouldn't be given too much to wine. That's for deacons, they shouldn't be given to much wine. And then just say deacons need their whole kind of someone. That'd be wrong. After it's over in the New Testament, or another example, and also actually the same thing. Okay, in the book of James, chapter 1, verse number 21, I say, therefore, lay aside all filthiness and overflow of wickedness. And you say we should lay aside overflow of wickedness. He said wickedness and your overflow there, the wickedness. And that's not the meaning. What I say, wickedness yanko point there. And so talking about say elders should not be given to wine and deacons not to be given to much wine. Doka say mana mo be aden eno monsa. And all kind other passages are talking about mpanyinfo ne ema widows ne sankofo ni nyina no. So you know can say no sir. The arguments no cost. And another argument I hear in the videos are me no say Derek Haggai chapter 1 verse number 6. Okay,
Yeah.
Haggai chapter 1 verse number 6 Bible no old version of the P Bible no so can say well one also mumbo. Nti bi mo say ya no mo so mayambo. And also is here be say yes and Bible naka. The actual thing say omo these are for no mudi bonia ma afi omo bibia na dey enyi omo di bia omo men omo di sika gu botomu a na boto no atete sika no begu fom omo dua dia ema omo no musa kura omo dey omo mmo eno nje say omo nko no omo mmo da bi so say na de mo bia dey enyi amafo fa out of context e dey kika de omo pe nti binim say dey ko beka bibia ka first Timothy de no ho ene Haggai 1 na.
When you look at the very first part of verse 2, 1 Timothy 3, or see they should be sober-minded. Remember, all Christians are supposed to be sober-minded. Yes or no? Yes. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 5 to 8. O Christo ni biya bemu obaw or see be sober. Afe obedu elders neswa or highlighted some of the key things say nipa no onia men consider no kra.
Yeah.
Enti dike no or a Christian and onye Christian. No, a Christian. Is the Christian supposed to be sober-minded? Yes. Enti should the deacon also be sober-minded or not? Is the deacon a priest? Yes. Is the bishop a priest? The elder, is he a priest? Yes.
Yeah.
Enti to use this verse to say, it is just we call it cherry picking. You are just looking for we should be as far away from alcohol as much as we can. One doctor, Sydney, let me check her name, Sydney something. Let me see if I'll get the name right. Sydney Cohen. Yes, Dr. Sydney Cohen. As someone or no kind, and they say she's or discussing a lot of issues about alcohol. And when she describes alcohol, and they say it is the most dangerous drug.
Yeah.
And I am adding to her statement, say it is the most dangerous drug that is advertised freely on the internet without much payment from anybody. Recently, we are in Ghana where our musicians were saying, they have been prevented from advertising alcohol on TV. So, okay, I'm court recently. Yeah, Omoko Court, Sarkodie was there. Was it Wendy Shane, one prominent lady, she's talking about this. I mean, Black Sherry, most of them were speaking about it. It goes against advertising policies. Yes, almost sky and other things. And we're checking the effects of alcohol on our society. It is like any other drug. Recently, a bedani issue. Maybe we'll talk about it. Shisha, other things in the senior high school.
A full video on that on Shisha. Yeah.
Yes. Almost a student we call Sunyane Senior High School. Student today at high school. You have a lot of students. I'm not my year housemaster for almost 2 to 3 years. Ghana school, private school, and you have sometimes students take alcohol or bus school are not 8 p.m. Sachet one, origin sachet one be. In Chono school now, why you say or the provisions never no or the alcohol ni be about
or the alcohol never or
what to watch the physics no why high the question solve the question well or who teacher you know about bebo won't you say baby a free ba why high
why they not too
so and not just that, substance abuse is there. We need to talk about it and not to massage the scriptures to make it fit what we are trying to do. We need to massage our lives to fit what God wants us to be. And I'll always repeat this. We need to make our hearts right.
Right. God.
Ahana me
Yeah,
the
and me somebody you know Abraham Lincoln oka baby about alcohol. Say alcohol have many defenders, but no defense. Sanity. Because every person force what I say, a home quiet say no more sign, yeah, right. There's a woman cosing in our boy say, Omunifi, Bokoba will the Muka in our yes, sanity. They have many defenders, but no defense. So when you have Brazil, but also in Kupoya, said the Recano, Sama Akoma, no Sano. Now, you can say, obey the Yankoponka, and you mark the overthrow, you know, and the study Yankoponka. Now, Basa. You reach me there, ask me a couple. Maybe read Proverbs chapter 20, verse number 1. Now, yes, you see, wine is a mocker, strong wine is a brawler, and whoever is led astray by it is not wise. Also, we be our mind, sir, Eda no, when you're wise, when you answer. Okay, so where the you know.
And it is like it is like saying 1 + 1, a 2. Obi catch you say 1 + 1, a 5, a 6, a 7. You are denying the obvious. You know, say and say I make coffee. Party number Friday, party I walk. Sitting on your friends, birthday party I will organizing. You know, say you are not bringing alcohol there so that people will take 2 sips. You know. Come back, for 2 sips and offer 2. No, sorry, free Hong Kong. You are just trying to make an argument. The moment you start doing that as a Christian, please go back and check the heart. It's a heart issue. May God bless us now. Maybe we need to go back to our conversation on betting. Shisha.
Yeah.
Now,
Shisha, and so I bet you know, and also say I bet person
yeah. Christo Bible no kwampo ma ho kwan ena you know your quotations aviator kakra bi na keke na me. What does the Bible say about this?
Say that idea among Fuska no but one kind of correct omba bontia no mo say different day
see ya de enkomo no ebesi ha say na Nyankopon ya adoma ya to aso da fofo ye do bibia ase ya ka obia